3, 2, 1. Greetings, foolish mortals. 'Tis I, Viktorya Roze Tassi, and on today's episode of Reddit Reads, we have a longer one, and it is, am I the a-hole for getting a bride arrested on her wedding day? And no, this isn't the one where the OP had dogs and the bride dog napped them to be in her wedding, despite the fact that she was told no. Which, hello everyone. First of all, I would like to apologize for my possible spelling and grammar mistake. I'm not a native speaker, so I'll do my best here. You are forgiven. As dramatic as the title sounds, unfortunately or fortunately, it actually happened. 2 months have passed since that incident, and the drama is still not over in the family. Typical family drama, if you ask me. For some content, I, 25 female, am not very close to my father's side of the family. We were always cold but respectful with one another. We only see each other at weddings and other more important events. There's actually a joke between us, only weddings and funerals bring us together. That is true. Weddings and funerals also bring out the worst in people. This wedding was my cousin, my father's brother's son. Ironically, I only met his fiancée once at an aunt's funeral. Wow. Very united family. Coming back to the future bride, let's call her Alice. For the life of me, I can't say why this woman doesn't like me. I think it had something to do with my job. I'm a graphic designer. Fun. I work from home, and for some reason, she can't take my job seriously. I can remember how she asked me once, laughing, "What is your real job? Don't tell me you earn from drawing on the computer." Graphic design is just a real job as it is being a lawyer or a doctor or a babysitter. So, yes, she is not my favorite person. Understood. When I received the invitation to the wedding 5 months later from our first meeting, amazing things happened in my life. I got a very good contract with the publishing house, and finally, after years of saving, I was able to buy the car of my dream, a Mercedes-Benz GLC. Wow, that's a nice car, OP. Now, as a short background about my family, we are not rich. Who is rich, though? We all have average salaries and can live comfortably, not luxuriously. The car will be a luxury in their eye. I knew that from the beginning. I hate answering questions about how I make money from cartoons, but I have no choice. My father's car was broken and they relied on me to drive them. The wedding took place at the home of the groom's parents, a place where I grew up, a farm, and the distance between locations was quite long. In my country, you can't formalize everything in one place. It's the city hall, then the church, then the parents' house, the godfather's house, a big chaos, and hours of driving. I'm happy I do not live there, just simply put it. I am not a good car rider. Fast forward to the wedding, my parents and I arrived there the day before, like most of the family. Many stayed at a nearby hotel. As I expected, the car caught some fascination. In its first second, all my little cousins were jumping in enthusiasm around it. It's pretty darn big, not gonna lie. I managed to survive the questions and even help with the final preparation for the wedding. I was going to be a bridesmaid and I was quite excited. Alice was suspiciously nice to me all day until the evening came. I think I can see where this is going. She came to me and asked if we could discuss something important outside. I agreed and she jumped on the subject immediately. She asked if they could use my car tomorrow. It is beautiful and white and it will be perfect for a bride, she said. Without thinking too much, I accepted. I said that I would be happy to drive them wherever they wanted. She immediately frowned and shook her head. "Oh, you're not going to drive. John is going to drive." It was probably a bad reaction, but I started laughing. I may not know much about my family, but I know well that John doesn't have a driver's license. In fact, he tried 3 times and failed. I asked her if she was going to get him arrested on the day of the wedding. Okay. Funny how that wasn't far from the truth. She ignored me and said that John knows how to drive and that no one will stop a groom in traffic. Until that moment, I thought she was joking. She wasn't. I tried to reach an agreement that I will not leave my car in the hands of someone who does not have a driver's license, regardless of the event. From that led to a huge scandal. It was just one step. She yelled at me that I can't even do the one minor thing for my cousin, as if committing a crime is a minor thing. Then she started crying that she will look embarrassing in her parents' car, an old Ford, on the day of her life. I even offered to leave the car at home, and me and my parents can squeeze into cars of other family members. OP, you're just simply being walked all over upon. Nothing more. She didn't want to leave the car behind, but to appear with it at the wedding. Everything seemed so ridiculous to me and to me as well, OP, that I went to my room to sleep. She grabbed a can of beer, threw it at me, screaming that I'm a B word and that I will not be invited to the wedding anymore. Good riddance. I really wanted to leave, but John convinced me to stay and promised me that he will convince Alex to let me drive the car tomorrow. I left it like that and went to bed. On the wedding day, I woke up calmer, eager to find an agreement where everyone will be happy. I drank my coffee and left the yard to check my car and make sure it was clean. Cleaning should have been my last concern. All four tires were flat, and the car paint looked like a drawing of a 3-year-old child, not with color creation, but with a stone or something sharp. I couldn't even relax. I just blinked and wanted to wake up from a nightmare. Ugh. I entered the car and checked the recording on the surveillance cameras. Smart OP. Even though I knew who was the brain of this, I didn't expect to see her. Alice looked so good in the pictures that at one point I even saw the details of her applied, poorly applied false eyelashes. There are no surveillance cameras in the area. She did it in the dark. She must have forgotten, or she didn't know that are surveillance cameras in the car as well. I saw red. I see red too if I were you, OP. I don't remember ever being so angry. I didn't care anymore that it was just literally her wedding day. At that moment, I just wanted to teach this insufferable, spoiled brat a lesson. I called an old friend who happened to be a policeman now. Rather convenient, if you ask me. I explained the situation and sent him the images. He assured me that I have enough to have her arrested immediately for vandalism. I didn't hesitate too much. Just as she was getting ready to go to the hairdresser, my policeman friend appeared at the door 1 hour later. At this time, I sat in the car trying not to cry or scream, but just imagine how much the repairs would cost. I did her a favor by not returning to the house because no makeup could have covered the car marks I would have left. She was almost dragged out of the house by force, screaming and as if she'd done it was not enough. But when the police let go of her arm, she picked up a stone and threw it at my car. They handcuffed her and put her into that police car. It was a huge drama. Sounds like it too. Sounds like Alice was never told no before by her mother. My friend took care of everything, and after 2 hours, she was bailed out by her father. Ah, the father. She wasn't too late for the wedding, but you can tell that the gossip spread like wildfire, and the whole family was talking only about it. I don't know how the wedding was. Neither I or my family were there, but I heard that the bride had at least 5 fits of anger and yelled at the guests. A real bride villain awakening here, people. The next day, her father contacted me. He apologized after he understood the seriousness of the situation. Did he now? He offered to pay for the repairs of the car, but the request to not go ahead with the lawsuit against Alice. I swear, this dad's just a complete doormat. I had insurance, but in this case, a legal trial of the culprit would not have been needed. Let's say the boy, Let's say that the bill was not small for the poor father. She had not tried to contact me since then. I found out that she cut off contact with all my family members, considering as how most of them were on the fries. There's an update. Update says, I saw that many of you suggested me to go ahead with the lawsuit, and it really helped me to see that the situation from another perspective. Considering the things I was told by several family members and friends, I thought the rest was just an exaggeration. That's why I posted here. I'll think about it and let you know if anything changed, but I recently talked to a lawyer, and he told me that the case doesn't look very harmful for Alex. Unfortunately, in my country, they don't really apply community service or house arrest. It's jail or bail. Considering that she didn't try to steal the car, didn't try and break into it, there will only be a case of vandalism, but I don't know how it works in other countries. But here a process can take years and cost a lot, during which time Alex would have been free, and for most likely I would have to pay for the car if it broke down. And going back to her father, yes, he would have paid for everything. He always did, as far as I know. She is their only child. Jesus. I am my daddy's only child, yet he would never do this. Just, yeah, anyway. So, OP, you are not the a-hole, in my own opinion. Just, jeez. What the heck is up with all the entitled people in the world? That's all I want to know, honestly.